Hello, welcome to another O&DR Modurol video. This is MT14 in our series of XK8 videos detailing how we converted our manual XK8 to automatic. And in this video we're going to detail some of the design constraints we're having to deal with in working out the pedal pad design and the pedal pitch when we're considering adding the clutch pedal to our standard pedal box. Now in this video we're going to split up into chapters as per usual. First of all we're going to talk about the ideal pitch between pedals and look at some other cars and see what the pedal pitch is for them. We'll actually look at the specifics of the Jaguar XK8 and the width of the footwell, then look at the ideal minimum gaps between the clutch and the accelerator, and then the brake and the footwell wall. Finally then we'll look at the shape of the pedal, the ideal shape, and then the actual resulting offset of the pedals on our design. In this video I'm going to use the output of this CAD software. We'll be designing the pedal box adapter kit, and I think it's the best way to try and explain the pitch between pedals and the pedal pads, etc. So first of all, the pitch between pedals of other cars. So we measured cars that we had access to. My wife drives a Ford Cougar or Explorer, so we measured the pedals on that car. We then asked a friend of mine, he owns an MG Roadster. I thought that'd be quite a similar footwell, so we got some measurements of his car. Owen, my son, he used to have a BMW R56 Mini 1 or Cooper. We measured those. Actually, that was the smallest of all the footwells we measured, with the exception of obviously the Jaguar XK8 footwell, which we also measured. So going back to the top, if we consider the measurements of what was quite a wide footwell, I mean, you can see here, if I zoom out for a moment, these are the widths of the footwell extremes here. You can see as it goes down, Ford Cougar, then Roadster, Mini Cooper, and then the XK8 is quite narrow footwell. The width between the edges of the actual footwell are very small, 400 millimeters width. So we're considering the pitch between the pedals then. What we found was a bit of a similarity between all the cars. The Ford Cougar or Explorer had 110 millimeters between each of the pedals, and that was replicated on the MG Roadster and the Mini 1. It was 110. We were measuring this with a ruler. It wasn't an exact measurement. It could have been 4.5 inches or 112 millimeters, but there was a trend. They were all basically the same width. Now, interestingly, when we got to the width of the footwell of the XK8, it was very, very narrow. It was only 400 millimeters wide at the point where the pedals are. You can see here the accelerator is very, very close to the outer bulkhead of the footwell, only 30 millimeters, with quite a narrow pedal pad, and the brake pedal was central to the overall width of the footwell, and it was 140 millimeters to the other firewall. Now, if we considered now the minimum gaps, so what I've done, I've drawn a foot. This is actually my foot in a trainer. It's 120 millimeters wide. Now, if I pick that up, just let me highlight that. You can see the size of an average foot on a Ford Cougar. If you put your foot on the clutch, there's plenty of room. You're not going to hit any other pedal. On the brake, plenty of clearance, and the accelerator. Obviously, as you get down to the narrower footwells, the MG Roadster, again, there seems to be quite a bit of clearance between. You're not going to touch two pedals with 1 foot action. The Mini 1 or Cooper is getting a bit narrower, but still lots of clearance. And then it's actually quite close, that one. You can see there you're touching the edge of the right hand side firewall, and then you get to the automatic XK8. Again, there's plenty of room, albeit the accelerator, as I said, is very, very close to that right hand side firewall. So if we also consider then the minimum gaps for the brake and footwell wall, as I say, the Ford Cougar, there's plenty of room to get your foot down the side of that clutch. Same with the MG Roadster, albeit it's getting tighter. The Mini One is a little bit better, and then the XK8, obviously there's plenty of room. There are different types of pedal feet that Jaguar have used before, and I've got the three main ones here. There's an XJS, which is that triangular shape, the XJ, which used a rectangular shape pedal, and the E-Type, which has a narrow rectangular shape pedal. Now, one of the reasons for this is actually assembly. This is the give you some idea of our design of pedal bracket. This is the side of the brake switch bracket here, and the end of the pivot or the bolting point. There's 150 millimeters of pitch there, and actually the lower aperture hole is only 152. Not that this actually goes through the gap, but the pedals do want to go through the gap. And if you use the wide rectangular XJ pedal pads, you can see here it's actually quite a bit wider if you're using that 110mm pitch. Overall pitch between the edge of each pedal is 169 millimeters, so it won't go through that gap. Hence why the choice of pedal pad will make it harder or easier to assemble. I just move. Why is that over there? I just move that back. It'd be harder to move to assemble your brake pedal brackets, etc. So with all those in mind, we've had a look at positioning the clutch pedal and bending the brake pedal out of the way. There's our measurements, as I say, of the XK8, and then this was the first version, basically using 110 millimeters pitch on both. This leaves us 130 millimeters from the firewall, right-hand side firewall, to the edge of the brake pedal. This is worst case, the large rectangular pedals, and you've got 110 mil there between the edge of the clutch pedal and the left-hand side firewall. So it's quite tight. You can't put your foot down the back of there easily, and not with my feet anyway. So the other version was actually to make this a little bit wider, give you a bit more room around the accelerator, 140 millimeters. But unfortunately that even made this even tighter. If I show you with my foot, let's just highlight the foot again, give you some idea here. So you can see here, the foot is quite tight clearance when you're pressing the accelerator. The later version makes that a lot better, but obviously it makes this the footrest even worse, but it isn't very good anyway. So you can see here the problems we've got with pedals and pedal positioning. There isn't a lot of room in this footwell, full stop, 400 millimeters, as I said. So there's not a great position for these to be in, but I think we're looking to try and get ideally 110 millimeters or more. This footrest is going to have to be a bit of a compromise. So if we consider this quite tight footwell and the pedal designs, you can see if I just superimpose them on there, if we use a triangular one, it might give us a bit more room for the footrest position. If I use the narrow one from the E-Type for the accelerator and possibly the brake, It will give us a bit more room for the foot. Obviously, if you use this standard rectangular one, it's quite big and does restrict it a little bit, but it's easy to hit the pedal. So there you go. Choosing the pedal shape is quite interesting, and we need to consider that carefully in the part of this design. We're thinking maybe it's an option people can pick which type of pedal shape they require. All of these pedals are supported by Jaguar shaped rubbers, all at reasonable prices, except the triangular ones, which seem to be ridiculously expensive. Okay, there you go. It gives you some idea of the design criteria we've been working with. I hope you found that interesting, and you can understand maybe why we're looking at different options of different pedal pad designs. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe for more XK8 videos. Bye bye.